Hey, how's it going, guys? Ricky Summer here, and today I've come back in time to try and write a happy song. Cue the intro. Okay, step 1, keyboard. Step 2, fix hair. Welcome to Keyboard Vision. Okay, so listen, I have trouble writing happy songs because I'm depressed out of my gourd. In all seriousness, I usually write in minor because I like the sound of it. I like the sound of edgy, depressing music because I'm secretly a teenager at heart. So some of you may think, hey, just write in major, stupid. Yeah, you can do that for sure. That being said, you can also write sad songs in major and happy songs in minor. Considering the difficulty I have writing happy songs, we are going to use that tool, writing in major. So let's play around with some things here. You know what? Let's make it super easy. For me, and also for you guys watching at home, we're only going to use white keys. So what does that mean? We're in it would be A minor if you were playing in minor, or C major. Let me show you. C major, lovely. Okay, so let's actually start on C and let's see where we want to go with this. So it wants, I think it needs to be a pseudo driving, but like chilled out, literally cruising down like some Miami street with palm trees and whatnot. That's the feeling I want. So this is actually this is a piece of music that I've been commissioned to write. I've got 4 or 5 pieces I have to write for this particular job that I can't reveal anything about it just yet, but we'll talk more about it in the future. So this particular piece has to be carefree, relaxing, you know, not too stressful. Let me just think, like a maybe? I mean, I like that, but it's going in the wrong direction, I think. I don't mind this jump here. So we're going from C to G, so that's a fifth. Hey, maybe that's a little bit interesting there. So we're going 1 to 5, 6, 4. We could just hang out on the 4 there. We could go back to the 5. A little bit of a turnaround just to get things moving, keep that driving going. Now, this isn't exactly how I want it to sound. I'm just trying to come up with a general chord progression, and then, from that, a bass line. Yo, you know what? Let's throw it into Reaper now. All right, welcome to Reaper Vision. We're going to put this bass line and chord progression into a session here, brand new session. I'm going to pull up Analog Lab, which is sort of my go-to at the moment. Okay, let's see what this sounds like. It's almost a little bit early 2000s punk in a way. Anyway, so I'm going to also bring up Kernu, which is my arpeggiator of choice, because it does everything I need it to do, except when it crashes, and it's free. I've recently been made aware that it's no longer free. It's no longer available, so that's a little bit sad, but there are other options out there. So let's bump that over to 16ths. That's way too fast. I think what we're going to do, we're going to do a tap tempo here. Where is my transporter? Hang on. Sometimes you go slapping hotkeys and everything goes to hell. Okay, so I'm just going to tap. What did I say? Dun gada gudaga da da ga. There we go. I figured it was going to be around 190 BPM. So we're at 90. Let's label this as bass. Let's go into the ARP here, and this is something I do all the time. I'm just going to take out that first beat. Something like that maybe. Okay, so I'm just going to draw this in for the moment, because the way I have to record these videos, it introduces lag, so playing something live is just out of the question. That's why I got the keyboard at the start of the video to play around with some ideas. Let's make it lower here. So we'll go up to the G, A, and down to F. Okay, now I'm going to bring up my kick and snare template. I'm going to draw in the kick here. Yeah, we'll do it every bar. I think we're going to hold control, click and drag that up to the snare, double click to enter it, and then I'm just going to offset that for the snare. Actually, never mind. The snare needs to hit more often. You know what? It's still feels a little sad. So you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to bring up a different instrument here. So maybe instead of using a snare, I mean, something else I can do is I can raise the pitch of the snare so it doesn't sound so go. That's a possibility too. But I've brought up what I used to use for all my drums, the Vintage Drum Elements, another free plugin. And this one has a clap in it. Somewhere. Maybe in the next preset. There you are. Okay, so now I'm going to drag the MIDI item from the snare, and we're going to rename this clap. We don't need anything to be record armed right now. I'm going to Control A, select everything, and then let's drag it up to the clap. There it is. And you know what? Just for the moment, I'm going to mute the kick. And you know what? Something else I'm going to do is change the instrument in the bass. And I might even just not have it as a bass. Sometimes you can do some unconventional things, like not have bass. There's one band, group, whatever you want to call them, called the Kyoto Connection. No headphones required. Yeah, okay. So a lot of their songs from their album No Headphones Required were included in a game called 3030 Death War. That I played a couple years ago, and I was not expecting that sort of music in that sort of game, and it blew me away, and I just love the sound of it so much. It actually heavily inspired my very first like synthwave, retrowave album, Mean Streets. And oddly enough, there's actually very little bass content in those songs, and they don't really need it. Could you re-record them, add bass, and have them absolutely slap? Yeah, of course you could. But as they stand, I don't really miss the bass. So sometimes you can do some unconventional things, such as leave out instruments that you previously might have thought were essential, such as bass. Does that mean we're going to get rid of the bass? No, maybe not necessarily. But we can experiment with maybe not including it or making it really subtle. So for the moment, I'm going to go into my synthwave preset, go to basses here, and then I'm going to select Miami Nights. And let's see what this sounds like. Good, I go, you know, they have like a rundown or something maybe. I may even still change the progression here. What if we just go back to the G here? No, I don't like that. What if we go... Hang on. Do 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 do. I think it wants to go lower than that. To an E maybe? You know what? I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. So we've got 1, 5, 3, 4. So we've got this jump to the 5th, which sounds quite bright and exciting. Oh, you know, it's this sort of song. Then we have some tension coming down to the 3. And then it lifts. Anticipation. That's how I hear it. We'll see how it all comes together. Like I said, you can write a happy song in minor or a sad song in major. We're still in major. We're still in C major, starting on C. And that's something else we can move this around if we want. We can change the key. It doesn't have to sit here. Why would we change the key? If I wanted to add vocals, which I won't be. It's not that sort of track. If I wanted to add vocals, I would change the key to suit the singer's voice. Alternatively, I might decide, for example, this particular instrument doesn't sound good where it is. So maybe I want it lower. Pull it down to a G. For example, or higher. But I'm going to leave it in C for the moment. That's just like if you're playing guitar and you want to use a capo, not just to make a song easier to play, but sometimes you use a capo to get a different tone out of the guitar. Okay, so now let's stretch this out for phrases or measures or whatever you want to call them here. All right, so I'm already hearing like I want a little bit of a soft, maybe whiny almost lead sound. So let's go looking for that. I'm going to open up Analog Lab again. Okay, so we're in synths. I'm going to look under lead and I'm just going to check my favorites here and let's run the gamut. That could work. I think that's the one. Game Blaster Lead is the preset we're using here. Okay, we'll mark this as lead and I'm going to drag it to the top. Now, like I said before, the way I have to record these videos means that when I'm playing live, there's lag involved. And it's not actually that bad. I'll show you. So when I say go is when my fingers touch the key. Go. So it's not that bad, but it's bad enough that it makes playing a nightmare. So I'm going to try playing around with some melodies here, and the way I'm going to have to fix it up is with quantizing. So let's just hit record and see what happens. Okay, so as you could hear, that was horrendous, but that's okay because we can Control A, select all, hit Q, and then quantize. Now, almost guaranteed this will still not sound great, but we're a little bit closer to where we want to be. Let's have a listen. Okay, straight up, hit a wrong note there. Get rid of it. Okay, I'm hearing where I wanted to go, so I think that I want that to be a faster run. No? We'll leave this one long, I think. Get rid of this. will make that transition faster. Da-da, da-da, like that. Sorry. Da-da, da-da-da. There. And a little longer. So we can highlight both of these, and we'll find the double-sided little draggy tool, and we can just make that one longer and this one shorter. That's what I want. Might get rid of that. Okay, and I want it to end the same way. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you got to play around with it to figure out what you want. Okay, let's have a listen to the whole thing. And I'll make that finish a little later. Yeah, we can get away with that. Okay, that's a strong basis, I think. I'm already, like, it's not there. I'm not deep in the streets of Miami surrounded by palm trees, and maybe I'm thinking maybe I'm thinking Venice Beach. Maybe I want to be on Venice Beach. Maybe some sort of erotic love child between Venice Beach and Miami, I think, is what I want here. So I'm not there yet, but I can see how I can get there. Maybe we throw in some toms, just for the sake of seeing what it sounds like. Let me bring up my tom samples. And I want like a high-pitched tom. Not so dire and... no, nothing like that. This time I think I'm actually just going to draw it in. Because I know pretty much what I'm going to want. Yeah, I can deal with that. So over here, I might just go... just like a double hit on this one tom. Maybe a little lower. Or one of each. Yeah. We'll bring that down the mix at a later date. We need to throw a pad in there. You know what? In spite of myself, I'm really quite liking that melody, which, not to toot my own horn, is not bad considering that I recorded it in with severe latency and then fixed it up by hand. That's really not that bad. So let's go to synths here. We'll go to pads, and I want to look at my favorites. So for those who don't know, a pad is just generally a long sound. A pad is a function rather than a specific sound. Like, it is a specific sound, but lots of instruments can make pad sounds. Synthesizers, of course, strings are often used as pad instruments. Arranging snobs might tell you never to write strings as pads because it's really boring work for the string players. That being said, like in movie scores, you hear it all the time. Like, the instrument can do it. Sometimes you need them to do it, Okay, we're going to go with cream pad here. I want something that evokes like a sunrise, Let's see what this sounds like. So I'm going to rename this first up to pad, and then I'm just going to drag the bass MIDI item into the pad here. And then I'm going to raise this up an octave. See what this sounds like. Okay, not bad. It needs to be thicker though. So I'm gonna grab the whole thing and let's try fifths. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let's leave it at fifths just for the moment. I'm going to get these really high notes and drag them down. So the fifth of G, I just want to make sure that it's all correct. Yep, the fifth of G is D. So I'm going to drag this down an octave. So we're still playing a fifth. You could also argue that it's the fourth of D. So it makes the chord a little bit ambiguous. Like, I'm not sure if we'd call this voice leading. Maybe, yeah, maybe we could call this voice leading, which is readjusting the octave of the notes, the individual notes in a chord, so that the big jumps between notes from one chord to the next are not so big. So instead of going, you know, this big jump from here up to the D up there, which is huge, we've brought the D down here, so the jump is technically from this C to the D. Let's see what this sounds like. Yeah, that's quite nice. Now, what if we do the same thing with these other ones, these other notes here? Okay, I don't like this. How do we fix that? We can try a number of things. We can change the interval. What if we make it a C? We could maybe get away with that. I gotta mull on this for a minute, and you know, we can also change the instrument, and it might sound better with a different instrument. For example, what if we switch over to... Yeah, okay, that's a little bit better. It works with this particular preset. CMI Grand and JX Strings, yes. That's a little bit brighter, more sparkly. It's working. Okay, there you go. Here's a very basic outline that I will turn into a full track. So I imagine what I'm going to do here is probably start it off pretty much how it started off here. You bring the melody in, then you dip down, make it really chill, have this building section. We'll have some sweeping filters, you know, that sort of thing. Go, getting up there, and then a little bit of a and then the lead comes in again, the to carry us out. Beautiful, cool. I'm really pleased with this as a start. So that's how I make happy songs. If you have trouble creating happy songs or just music in a specific feeling or emotion, you know, you go back to the basics. Every music student, one of the first things they learn is minor, sad, major, happy, right? And like I said, it's not necessarily always the case, but it's a good place to start. And we've gone like really basic here. It's just C major. Again, like I could move this around to another key if I want. Maybe I will. We'll see how we go. But there you go. We got a little bit of just a chill kind of summertime happy vibe, maybe a little bit nostalgic for a really great summer that you had a couple years ago that's now gone. You wish you could live in that world again. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, guys, let me know in the comments a style or genre of music, a mood or emotion that you've always wanted to compose in, but you just have trouble getting into that headspace. Let me know, guys. I'd love to hear your experiences and your thoughts. But for the moment, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to gently caress that like button. Be excellent to each other. And I'll see you next time. Ricky Summer, out.